Greetings, Southern Cameroonians. Greetings, Ambazonians. This is King H. Last week was a turning point for our revolution because President Paul Biya was in France. And while he was in France, he made a statement which pretty much summed up the reason for him declaring war upon us, Southern Cameroonians. And his reason was basically that we Southern Cameroonians have refused to be assimilated into the French Cameroon culture. But when we, Southern Cameroonians, decided to be part of the union, a federal union with La Republic du Cameroon, we came in with our own culture. We came in with our own school system. We came in with everything that we had. And at the end, the French Cameroon, destroyed that system so that they could include, so that they could apply the Francophone system in Southern Cameroon. But we Southern Cameroonians love our cultural system. We love our way of life. And because of that, we have refused. And we've refused because the Francophone system is inferior to our system. But this is the reason why President Paul Biya has declared war upon us. This is the reason why every day you see people in Southern Cameroon being gunned down by French Cameroonian soldiers. People are dying in the numbers. Over 13,000 and counting are dying daily. But why? Because we refuse to be assimilated. And some enablers want us to be assimilated. Some enablers want us to be assimilated, want us to be part of La Republic, but La Republic de Cameroon, we gain nothing by being part of them. Absolutely nothing. Our people are highly educated, yet they don't have jobs. Our people are hardworking, yet they have to do odd jobs to survive. Meanwhile, you have people who don't even have the qualification, yet they are the one leading. Example, Ikema Patrick. His qualification, the late Ikema Patrick, he didn't even have a good qualification, yet he was a governor. Yet he was a mayor of Biya, excuse me. So this is the Francophone system. The Francophone system selects those who are incapable and give them the power so that they can control them. And in other words, control us. But we refuse because their system is inferior. And our people are paying the price because of assimilation. Southern Cameroonians, we need to do better. Because the reason why our revolution is not moving forward is because of our leadership. Our frontline leadership, from Dr. Sakotu Ayabacho to all the frontline leaders. And also the activists play a huge role. Because of that, there's a huge division. There's so many fractions that is destroying the revolution. But for us to actually put this revolution back on track is for our people to attend the All Ambazonians Conference, which is not organized by any of the frontline leaders. We need to win our revolution. And the way to win our revolution, there are two ways to do that. One is making sure that our soldiers have the weapons they need, having a strong military in southern Cameroon that is going to defend our people from dying daily. We're dying over 13,000 and counting. If our soldiers on the ground could actually have the necessary weapons to defend our people and fight to free southern Cameroon instead of fighting among ourselves. Because southern Cameroonians, we are a small nation. We're a small nation compared to the nation that we're fighting. But that doesn't mean that we can't win this revolution. We could win this revolution so long as we are united. But if you look at all the activists, from Asu Lucas to Tapang Ivo to Capo Daniel, and even had a show where four of them were having a discussion. And though the discussion was good, but you could still see the lack of unity among themselves. And this is the same thing that is shown in our so-called frontline leaders: lack of unity and interest of money. Why do you think Tapang Ivo was crying for money and even claiming to arrest all enablers who are not paying for the revolution or who are not helping to fund the revolution? Because the revolution lacks money. The revolution the revolution needs money, and there is no well-organized group in southern Cameroon that can actually sustain this war. Why? Because of so many infighting. And because of that, you could see the results on the ground daily. People are dying, people are being killed. If Biya wants us to be assimilated, is it by killing us that we will become assimilated? No. He has declared war, and we must find a way to fight this war, despite the fact that our leaders are not united. Southern Cameroonians, it's true we need funding, but we need to create a system that would create more funds, more money, so that our groups will not be asking for money every time when they need it. And the only way to do that is to implement this dark system that was suggested by one of the greatest activists in Southern Cameroon. And you all know him. You call him the Gary Master. You call him all kinds of names. As a matter of fact, I remember how Asu Lucas was only mentioning Eric Tato's name when they had their 4-man discussion, or 3-man and a woman discussion. Asu Lucas will only mention the fact that, the Eric Tato said they should carry people's hands, they should do this. What is the point on bringing that in the first place in that discussion? Is it not just to hype the show up? So what if he said Gary some of the people in order to shut down the CDC? It's a war. People are dying. How many people are dying daily? That's your point, because you have a fault as a Lucas with Eric Tata, which is why you're pointing that. But let me tell you something. A great man is always a great man. The four of you have decided to come together to do that live show, yet you're mentioning somebody's name that is even doing far better in what he's doing. Eric Tato has his National Telegraph, where he writes news on what is happening. And in the process, he's meeting many leaders all over Africa. That is one method, and that's a way of doing diplomacy. Meeting many other leaders, having discussion on what is going on. Meeting people within some of the francophones who are willing to meet and have discussion on how to, move forward. But what some of you activists do, like Aso Lucas, try to depict him, like Capo Daniel and Prince J. Carr. As a matter of fact, there was an article that I read by Prince J. Carr, where Eric Tata was talking about Dr. Sako as the fact for him meeting Ellie Smith. He met Ellie Smith, right? We all know that. We are aware of that. We don't, but yet you're not finding a reason to him meeting Ellie Smith, a guy who is working with La République de Cameroon, or for La République de Cameroon, and who wants to only restore peace. Well, if you restore peace in southern Cameroon and there's no war going on, who benefits? Is it not La République de Cameroon? If the war stops and we don't gain our independence, who benefits? Is it not La République de Cameroon? So it's obvious that Dr. Sako is incompetent to handle this revolution. Clear cut, crystal clear, that he can't handle this revolution. He's not the man to handle this revolution. And then we have Ayabacho. Well, that guy is something else entirely. If you're not willing to work with other people, well, this revolution goes on. We'll see how it comes out. But the fact is this, Southern Cameroonians, if we're not united in a small state as Southern Cameroon, how are we going to defeat La République de Cameroon? If our soldiers are not fighting as one force, how are we going to win this revolution? If our activists are not working together as one force, how are we supposed to win this revolution? You have activists saying this saying that, this saying this, creating negative impact on the revolution. I say this, the way forward is not through Ayabacho. Yeah, he could do what he's doing, which is good. But the people of Southern Cameroon, those in the diaspora, must come together in this all-Ambazonian conference and then map the way forward. And the way forward is to put this system, DARC, in place, where Southern Cameroonians will be more involved rather than just allowing the leaders of Southern Cameroon, these frontline leaders of Southern Cameroon, to take control. When we have all this all-Ambazonian conference in Germany, and they find a way forward and put everything in place, we don't really have to depend only on these frontline leaders. We shouldn't, Southern Cameroonians, depend on them. Because for 3 years, whatever they have done has not been completely successful. We have leaders like Dr. Sako, who has embezzled money that was for the use of Southern Cameroon, my trip to Biya. And we never had a trip to Biya. Yet he's still asking for $10,000 US. For what? when you had money for my trip to Biya. We have Tapang Ivo crying and saying, not literally crying, but crying and saying that that we have to fund the revolution. But the reason why people are not putting money in Ayabacho's course or in the ADF course is because people don't trust him. It's that simple. And when people don't trust, they won't act no matter how much threat you use. Now you said, Tapang Ivo said, if the diaspora go to southern Cameroon, or they will be arrested, or the enablers. The only thing to do is not to go there, period. The war is going on. Why would I go to a place where I know it's not secure? I'll be stupid to do that. Very stupid. People are being killed daily. Why would I want to go to a place like that? That would be foolish of me. I'm a Southern Cameroonian, yes. And I want this war to end. But I want us to win our independence. I want us to gain our freedom, our sovereignty. That's what I want. And that's what many other activists do. But the fact is that not finding ways, methods to come together and speak and then make decisions together, which is what the frontline leaders are not doing, which is what the activists are not doing, which is why it will be great for this all Ambazonian conference in Germany to be successful. We must defeat La République du Cameroon. And the only way to defeat them is through military and diplomacy. You gotta go hand in hand. Which is why you could see why Eric Tato, is meeting other leaders from other nations, from other African nations. Tell me, is the so-called frontline leaders doing the same thing? Are they really meeting other potential leaders that will help our cause? No, they've been doing this for 3 years. They haven't done that, or they're not doing it. But you have somebody that's actually doing it, and you have people like Prince J. Carr and also Lucas saying jargons. So what if it's a Gary to them? So what? We must win this revolution. We will win this revolution, but we must be united. If our leaders cannot be united, then the people must be united. This is King H. Till next time, I'm out.